Today we are doing outfield part one because we're going to have a heavy outfield breakdown. There's a lot of outfield. There's lots of deep position to get to, obviously. There's a million of them. And you also have to roster about like 6 or 7 of them probably in most leagues. So we're talking about outfield, big position. This is a swing position. This is a position that can win or lose a league. Tier 8, bigger question marks. You have 4 guys in this tier. Who are they?
So yeah, this is rounding out just after the top 150. We started with Cedric Mullins, who's going at 138, Jackson Churio at 147, TJ Friedl at 151, and then Wyatt Langford at 153. So I label
And
it
I
bigger
hear you hate
question
Cedric
marks.
Mullins.
I
You
do.
talk so highly of all the Orioles, but you hate Cedric Mullins. Why is
I
that?
don't hate Cedric Mullins. I don't want to say I hate Cedric Mullins. I don't want to continue to expect that he's going to return the value that he's going to return because he's got the injury history that we know a little bit about. His um, ex Woba last year was 288 for the past 2 seasons, or over the past 2 seasons. So I think that he's just, not only has he been on a steady decline with his surface numbers, but I think his underlying numbers are also leading me to believe that there's going to be a little bit of a fall off. And I think it's age related. I think it's, um, you know, I like Cedric. I'm not going to pay this price. I think I would be more willing to take a gamble on Cedric Mullins around like 175, 160, like maybe like Riley Green, Tommy Edman, Jaron Duran area. I think that's where Cedric should be going. I don't think he should be going at 138 around Santander or even TJ Friedl, Wyatt Langford, Jorge Soler. Give me all those guys over Cedric Mullins.
I think when we talk next episode about some of those guys, we should mention some of those guys in those more bottom kind of like mosh pit tiers, whatever you call it, like kind of all mushed together because there is some value. And we'll talk about it with the sleepers that you could find down there because those guys, I mean, every team's going to have 2 or 3 of those guys, whether it's starting or in their bench because of how many guys you have to have, how many outfielders you have to roster. People are going to be relying on those guys. So we should definitely get into that. I like TJ Friedl in this tier. To me, I think he's the guy. What's his ADP?
TJ Friedl's ADP is 151.
And how do you feel about him? Because I think I like that there.
Yeah, I think it's a great value. And it's so interesting, right? Because TJ Friedl is, again, a floor play. And it's interesting that you pick him
Yep.
because you have TJ Friedl in this tier and then Jackson Churio and Wyatt Langford going on either side of him, who are like elite top 20 upside guys that just haven't proven it in the major leagues. And so it's kind of an interesting pool of players here.
Yeah, but
And
when you look at TJ Friedl, and I guess this is what a floor guy is essentially, he's a guy who, to me, you look at his numbers and you're like, why is he not more talked about? Like his numbers are really, really solid just across the board. Like great in the steals category, really good on base and batting average, decent enough slugging, gonna hit probably 20. Like if he's 20, 30, would you be surprised? 20 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and a 280 batting average?
I
Like
wouldn't be
that's a really
shocked. Yeah,
what?
I wouldn't be shocked.
Exactly. That's a really solid guy to have at 150. If he's your 4th outfielder, I mean, you're in a really good position, in my opinion. That's, again, personal opinion. He's your 4th outfielder and you got him at 150. I like TJ Friedl a lot. All right. Let's wrap it up for this episode. Next episode, we're going to do best value, worst value, and we're going to give you multiple guys at each one of those spots because, again, outfield is so deep. And then the sleepers is going to be huge because there's all those guys at the bottom over there that you got to find the value there because if you need an outfielder, if you need bench pieces, you're going to be drafting those guys. We're going to try and find you those diamonds in the rough and, of course, prospects that you could be looking at who could maybe make a big impact for you as the season goes on. Vince is going to give you his prospect report. I hope the sponsors are okay that we didn't do the prospect report this episode. Hope they can forgive us for one episode. But until next time, please, everyone, like and subscribe, share the episode with a friend, comment on the YouTube videos, continue commenting. If you have any questions for us, that's a great way to interact with us. You can follow us on social media. And if you don't have anything else, you have anything else, Vince?
um, just that Matt Olson is better than Pete Alonso.
That's fine. That's your opinion. And until next time, I'll see you, buddy.
Yeah, see you, Rami.